Hello my dear students, hope you all are well. Today in this video we are going to discuss the topic after February Revolution. Students, in the previous video we discussed the February Revolution, how by the February Revolution monarchy or the rule of the Tsar came to an end in Russia. You saw that on 2nd March Tsar abdicated the throne. Before that, what happened? Tsar called the military, the soldiers, and ordered them to open fire on the demonstrating workers. But as you have seen that the soldiers refused to fire on the demonstrating workers, and they both combined together, soldiers and the demonstrating workers, and they combinedly formed the Soviet. And because the Soviets, I told you, what is Soviet? Soviet is just the group of a person. Okay, Soviet, or you can also say this as a council. As the Soviet formed at the capital named Petrograd, that's why the Soviet was named as the Petrograd Soviet. And you have seen just next day of that, when Petrograd Soviet was formed, just next day the delegation went to the Tsar, and among that delegation there was the military commander also, who then suggested the Tsar to abdicate the throne, and finally on 2nd March Tsar abdicated the throne. Till this we studied. Now what happened in Russia after the abdication of the throne by the Tsar? This we discuss in this video, that is after February Revolution. Soon after the abdication of the throne, what happened? The provisional government formed in Russia. What is provisional government? Provisional government was a temporary government which was established, and it was established by the Petrograd Soviets and the Duma leaders. Means both those combined together, both the group, that was the Duma leaders, Duma, the earlier parliament which was dissolved by the Tsar. You know, the third Duma consists of the conservative people, as I had told you. So the Duma leaders as well as the Petrograd Soviets people combined together, and they formed the provisional government in Russia. So the government was established, and this new government, after the abdication of the throne which was formed, was consist of mainly the army official, landlords, industrialists, means mainly the elite class. Majority was the elite class in the provisional government. But apart from that, you have seen that after the formation of the provisional government, the election was held, which were based on the universal adult franchise, and these elections were held for the electing the constituent assembly, the new constituent assembly for the country, which will frame a constitution for the country. Okay, and the preparation started in Russia for the fresh election. Now, what happened? The liberal leaders in Russia as well as the socialists, both these groups were busy in working for the fresh election. Means they were having aim to contest the elections which were going to be taken place in Russia, while the government was formed by the elite class, that was the industrialist and the landlord class. So liberal and socialist group were busy in doing the preparation for the elected government. And it was the time also, you see, during the time of the Tsar, there was the restriction on all the associations as well as the public meeting. But after the abdication of the throne, the change means the ending of the monarchy, all these restrictions over the public meeting as well as the associations were also lifted. Now beta, all these things were going on, then the month of April came. And in the month of April, what you saw was that one of the important socialist leader of Russia, whose name was Vladimir Lenin. Remember, the name is very much important. Vladimir Lenin. This was very important leader, socialist leader at that time of Russia, and he belonged to the Bolshevik party. He was the important Bolshevik leader. Okay, Vladimir Lenin. You saw that Vladimir returned back to Russia. And during the time of the Tsar, when the restrictions were imposed on these association meetings, Soviet, at that time Lenin go to exile to Germany, means go away from Russia, because all the leaders were being arrested during the time of the Tsar. But now when Lenin know that all Tsar has abdicated the throne, then Lenin returned back to the country in the month of April. And after coming back to the country, what Lenin did, he started his work towards the socialist revolution. And soon after coming, he had given put some demands which were known in the history by the name of the Lenin-April thesis. Very important. What is Lenin-April thesis? In these Lenin-April thesis, he put 3 demands to the provisional government, before the provisional government. And these 3 demands were, first was the withdrawal from the First World War. As I told you, Russia withdrew from First World War in 1917. So, the Tsar was interested in the war, but now the Tsar abdicated the throne and the new government formed. That's why now Russia, because there was so much economic problem, food shortage and other type of the problem in the country, that's why the first demand made by the Lenin was to withdraw from the First World War. And as a result, in 1917, in the month of April, Russia withdrew from the First World War. Second demand made by the Lenin in his April thesis was that he demanded the land redistribution among the peasants. Means the land, the land was holded, a large amount of land was holded by the landowners. But according to the socialist ideology, there must be the equal distribution of the wealth. So, as you know, the Lenin was the socialist leader, so he demanded the redistribution of the land among the peasants who tilled the land. The third demand made by the Lenin was he demanded the banks to be nationalized. He demanded the government to nationalize all the banks which were there in Russia. One thing he also did, that was that he renamed the Bolshevik party as the Communist Party. And what was his motive behind this was that he renamed the party name as the Communist Party so that the name of the party can reflect its ideology. Because the ideology of the party was purely the communist ideology. And better know what is communist ideology. According to the communist ideology, the socialist revolution must be brought by the working class, not by the peasant class. This thing I told you in the beginning also. This was the difference of ideology between these two socialist groups in Russia. In Russia there were 2 socialist groups. One was the Bolshevik group, another was the Menshevik group. Bolshevik group said that the socialist revolution can only be brought by the workers, while Menshevik group had the ideology that in Russia there is the majority of the peasant class, because 85% of the people depend on agriculture. That's why in Russia the socialist revolution can be bought in different way by the peasant. But Lenin totally disagreed with the ideology, with the point of view or the ideology of the Lenin, of the Menshevik group. That's why these 2 different parties were formed. This was the background. Okay, come back to the topic. Lenin renamed the Bolshevik party as the Communist Party so that the party name reflect the ideology. When Lenin came back in Russia instantly in the month of April and soon given his demand, his thesis, which is known as the Lenin-April thesis, and renamed the party, then the people were surprised, the Russian people surprised. Why they surprised? Because people were thinking that till now the time has not came to bring a socialist revolution. They were thinking that just now the provisional government is formed and it will take a time for the socialist government to establish its rule in Russia. But soon as Lenin has given his April thesis, the people of Russia got surprised by that. But they were happy because the socialist revolution is about to come. Though the summer workers' movement speed up, you will see that in the month of June, after April, the workers' movement in various factories also started. Workers started forming various associations as well as the trade unions. The number of trade unions increased so much in Russia. Apart from that, you also saw that among the army also the soldiers formed the soldiers committee. All these things, all these movement towards the socialist ideology, or the society was turning toward the socialist on track. This thing alarmed the working government, that was the provisional government, and government started thinking that we have to stop all this, otherwise the revolution will again came in the country. You saw that by the month of the June there were around 500 Soviets. Many Soviets were there in Russia, and these Soviets sent their representative in the All Russian Congress. That was the means a kind of a parliamentary body in Russia. So these Soviets sent their representative there to put their demands, and this thing alarmed the provisional government. And now provisional government started to suppress these Soviets, these associations, and started arresting the people, the leaders of these Soviets and associations. So beta, this thing making a ground for the next revolution, that is the October Revolution. As you know, Russian Revolution consists of two parts: February Revolution, that you have studied. Now we have studied what happened in Russia after the February Revolution. Now by studying all these things, what happened in Russia after the February Revolution, you saw that the influence of the provisional government was decreasing and the influence of the socialist leaders was increasing. And this thing led the Russian politics to move towards the socialist revolution, which was in history known by the name of the October Revolution. So what is October Revolution? October Revolution is the socialist revolution which established the socialist government in Russia. This thing we study in next video. Thank you.